Hi, and welcome to Castoshi News for September the 8th, 2022. So I'm your host, Zubair, with the co-host Mark here. So this is Mark, I'm Zubair. Hi. So quick introduction. I'm Zubair, I'm the CEO of Yaz.com, low-code application. You can build crypto applications and other stuff. Would you like to introduce yourself, Mark?
Yes, I'm Mark. I work for a company in Gibraltar called Knightsbridge. We're company managers, do accounts, do a lot of work with crypto companies too.
Great. And big shout out to our sponsor, Damex, also based in Gibraltar. And they're like a challenger bank, and they've got a banking application which keeps you fit as well. So check them out as well at damex.io. Okay.
Great company.
Okay. So the first news item I wanted to discuss, actually it's not a news item, but it's more like how like some people have asked me, how is Castoshi different to other podcasts? And after a lot of umming and erring, I thought maybe we should look at the other podcasts and we can answer this just by saying what they do and how we see Castoshi. Because for myself, I see Castoshi as a way to learn in depth about crypto and to also follow where the market's going. I don't know. What would you see, Mark?
I'd agree with you. I mean, there's plenty of podcasts out there, and there's so much sort of information. But the important thing, I think, with crypto is there's no experts out there. It's such a new field, and people are learning all the time. And anyone who thinks they're an expert, the next day there's new information coming out, new coins, new dApps, new DEXs, everything. So we're always learning.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is you can see this link, 30 crypto podcasts in 2022. I'm going to quickly go down the list. Tell me, which of these have you listened to?
Coinbase, yep.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Is it good?
Yes, I've got to say I don't listen to it a lot because I'm more of a reader.
Okay.
So, it's something I've been wishing myself to get into, and it's certainly something it's on my list of things to do. But I just enjoy reading more.
Okay. I personally haven't really listened to it much. I've heard crypto news alerts sometimes. Unchained, very good. I've generally, because I'm a techie, I've liked the podcasts where people are, how do I say, more technical, and they discuss how the blockchains work.
Right, and that's the Unchained.
Unchained's one of them. There's many of them.
Okay.
This one's good. Cryptocurrency for beginners. It's a good objective, trying to teach crypto to people who don't know much about it. But to be honest, I didn't find the content so compelling. Maybe it was too basic for me.
Right.
What Bitcoin did, I think this is your favorite. This is your guy Mark McCormack, isn't it? Yeah, Peter McCormack. Yeah. So that's what Bitcoin did, and he talks about, like the big scale view of Bitcoin. This is a guy who owns Bedford Football Club in the UK, by the way.
Yeah, we'll talk about them at some stage.
Yeah. Bankless. Oh, sorry, go on.
I've heard of Bankless, but I haven't. Yeah.
Again, more of a long form podcast.
Right.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
I'm making my own notes here. Thank you.
Crypto 101. Again, for beginners, I haven't really. I think when I started in crypto, I did listen to some of these basics ones. Like how does a blockchain work and all that sort of thing. Crypto Markets Daily, basically just another news one. I haven't heard Opinionated. Which one?
Interestingly enough, are most of these US based then?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Some of them are, some aren't. I don't know. Decrypt Daily. This is a news one. This is someone who's into crypto. I presume he's a trader, and he gives some daily insights. You know, he looks at the news and he adds his take. I think because people are interested, they don't want to just hear the news. They want to know, what does it mean for them? Is it important?
Yeah. I say with these, I usually see them on my Twitter feeds and things, and generally just look at the headline. You know,
Yeah.
it's almost a window. If the headline looks good, I'll usually sort of Google it myself then and see what's happening with it.
Okay. Okay. Here's one I've listened to a lot, the Pomp podcast, and I mean, these guys were saying they were, a lot of people were predicting that by end of last year, Bitcoin would be at 250K, and it's at less than 20. So I think there's a bit of pumping people's bags on these podcasts. But this has got some very good guests, I have to admit.
That's Pompliano, isn't it?
Yeah, Anthony Pompliano. Yeah, and he's backed the Sovereign project, and which is something close to Gibraltar as well, I think, because RSK is based here. But
that's the level 1 on top of Bitcoin, is it?
Yeah, or level 2. You could say level 2 blockchain. So it's basically like Ethereum. You could write Ethereum contracts on blockchain. That's the RSK blockchain, and Sovereign is probably the top project on Sovereign on RSK. Anyway, he's had a lot of good guests. Michael Saylor, and he's been in it a long time. He's a big player in the space. So yeah, but he's big Bitcoin advocate, definitely. Good podcast. I don't listen to it so much now because I think sometimes it's a bit too much reading charts, and you know, it's which feels a bit like navel gazing to me. I want something real. I don't want just, you know, it's a chart saying we're going to win. No, look at something in the real world is what I say.
I mean, people love the charts.
People love the charts, yeah, and people lose all their money as well.
Yeah, you put all sorts of diagrams on there, lines, everything. I mean, you like.
I think that's the thing with reading the charts, is when people hear about alpha and beta and candles, double dips, dead cat bounce, and all this charting stuff, it makes people like it because they want to believe there's a science behind what they're doing, and then it doesn't feel so much like gambling. But I think people should always look at fundamentals and first principles and dive deep into things.
Well, it's you know, it's come directly from the financial markets, isn't it? And I suppose you're trying to apply that to the crypto markets, and it's the closest thing, but can't really see how accurate they are.
Yeah,
and we must also say this is not financial advice.
Yeah, this is not financial advice from any of us, and these views do not represent our employers' views, just our own. Now, Epicenter isn't a good one. They do some deep dives, I've heard. Oh, I haven't heard. This one does deep dives, but I've never watched it. So that's quite interesting. Oh, he's an investor who. Okay, I mean, this is the thing. You've got different types of deep dives. You've got deep dives from people who've maybe got in early and they've made money. And then, you know, because don't forget, this is saying, right, once you've made money, everyone thinks you're a genius. Yeah. Same person, you might not know, you know the same, but suddenly people think that guy's made money, he's a genius. And I sometimes wonder if some of the people who are so-called geniuses in crypto are just people who've made money, but it's been lucky, because there's a bit of survivorship bias, because for every person that's made money, there's probably 1,000 who've lost money.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So people have to bear that in mind, but again, people don't like statistics. So and people like happy stories.
I think you've got to have a look at the reasoning why they're doing these podcasts as well. You know, I always find it similar. You know, anything on Twitter that people are giving advice or helping out, it's a bit like these old the books I made, How to Make a Million. Well, if you had made $1 million, you wouldn't have needed to write a book, would you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just me and my cynicism, I think.
Yeah. I mean, some people are good at coaching, but that, like sometimes they say if you can't do, then teach. Yeah, because it is sometimes you do. Some people can coach, like people who coach certain athletes. They can't always run as fast, but maybe they've done it in the past, and those people I would trust for sure.
Valid
You
point.
know. Um,
I suppose,
okay.
yeah. Carrying on from that, I mean, are these podcasts sponsored? Are they? Do we know?
Yeah, most of these, I think most of them have advertisers and they are sponsored as well. But I would also actually have, I'm also going to go over my podcast list and see what else I've been listening to. So I've listened to a bit of All In podcast and This Week in Startups, which have a lot of crypto information. And they're very good because they look at crypto from people who've made money in the financial world and are now big in crypto as well. Another one, a big one, which actually, even though they do kind of shill coins, I do like it. Crypto Banter. And these are people who've made money from trading, and they did kind of pump Terra Luna a lot, but one of the guys did make a fortune on the podcast because he was one of the earliest investors in Terra Luna. So, and then they do talk sensible stuff. They also do a lot of giveaways of ICO coins and stuff like that. So there's, that sort of shilling stuff. But overall, I quite like it, and very smart guys. And actually, in their last episode, they did a talk with. Have you heard of Hex?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Richard Hart, is it?
Yeah, Richard Hart. So a lot of people hate him, but he actually does talk a lot of sense on a lot of things. And he was on their episode, and he never backs away from a fight, which is good.
And he wears some interesting clothes as well. If you ever
yeah. I mean, it works. That's his marketing, and and it works. Yeah.
I think a new project that he's.
Yeah, he's made his own blockchain called Pulse Chain, and it's a fork of Ethereum. It's supposed to have much lower gas fees. I'm not sure if it's faster though, because if it's not faster, it doesn't really mean much to me. But okay, other podcasts I've listened to, BitBoy, and it seems to be all shilling and market news, and I'm not really sure what is really there actually, but with BitBoy, yeah. I mean, a lot of these people, it's a bit like there's this other guy who is doing gaming coins. I can't remember his name now, and he's like, this could like when you go on YouTube and you search for crypto, you get all these things saying this coin could 100x or this could 1000x, and I try and avoid all of those now, because these are often people pumping their own bags. And they've bought a ton of coins. They've got 1 million followers, and they know if they say this could 100x, then it might 5 times the price that they can sell out. So they're basically dumping on their audience.
Well, they're also. I mean, they are. I think it's proven. I think on with BitBoy. I mean, he lives by the media. Like with anything, that he is sponsored. I think you're getting sort of like 20 grand to mention the name or mention the project. Just like any influence, not just in the crypto space. It's a different world from what I'm used to on the old TV advertising, where you could just turn over. I think these days there's so much shilling of everything on every media platform. So it's not just the crypto aspect.
Yeah, I agree. It's not just crypto. Another one which I like, it actually introduced me first to Ethereum, was Lex Friedman, and he talks about many things. And that was when I first heard Vitalik talk about the Ethereum blockchain, and that was when I really started to say this is interesting for me. Another one is DeFi Decoded. I've listened to. Oh, another one, the Delphi podcast. Now there's a few of these firms who basically try and do investments in early stage companies like Delphi and Multicoin Capital, who are early into Solana, and they've created a few billionaires already. And if you want to make money, these are the people to listen to. People like Delphi podcast or Multicoin Capital, people like Balaji, who's probably the number one thinker in crypto at the moment, I think. Okay, so Delphi podcast is good. Blockchain Insider. What else is there? There's the A16Z podcast. They do a lot of crypto stuff. Unstoppable podcast. That's from Unstoppable Domains. They've got some deep dives, and then the blockchain.com podcast. So these are a few, and I guess the main thing is the stuff. I mean, why do I do this podcast? I do it to learn stuff. This new segment, I don't want to do it to shill coins, but I do want to. For me personally, I want to learn. I want to learn everything about crypto and learn the state of crypto in the world. And one thing this bear market is, since crypto's crashed so much, is I've really started to see that people are have got their heads down to building, and so I think even though we'll cover news items here which are interesting, I'd also like to start covering things which I see could be big in like a couple of years, like that people are building now. Anyway, what about for you?
To be honest, I suppose you invited me onto the show purely because I love talking about anything crypto.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay, so
It gives me the chance to bore other people about my crypto ways.
yeah, I mean that's how we met, because I can't remember exactly how we met, but you did invite me to your crypto meetup. And it's a few guys who just meet up every couple of months. Yeah.
It still is a few guys and a girl.
Yeah.
It's not
So okay, so next item, market prices. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Market prices today.
because the merge has sort of started happening, hasn't it?
Yeah, the merge is kind of started happening. It's within the next few days. So that means Ethereum moving to proof of stake. It's not going to reduce gas fees, everyone, and it's not going to make Ethereum any faster, but it's laying the framework for doing that. But what it will do, it means that Ethereum will use 99.9% less energy, so it's more ESG green friendly or whatever. But anyway, total market cap 972 billion. Ethereum up, wow, 7% today.
Yeah.
What's the Ethereum at? It's at 1624. And wow, it's really up. So, and Bitcoin at 19,264. Yesterday it was below 19,000.
Yeah, yesterday, I think.
Yeah, BNB, Binance 277. I think that's an important coin actually, because so many people use Binance. I mean, I think it's a much more used exchange than Coinbase personally, from people I know. Anyway, so okay, that's the crypto prices today. Have you got any feedback on that, Mark?
I'm interested to have a look at this. Going back up your screen, this Atmosphere ECG.
Atmosphere was.
Yeah, what's this one all about?
Yeah, you got to be careful here, because here's the thing: when you see a coin goes up a lot, often it's a coin has been listed. I'm not saying it is with this, but it might have been listed on a small exchange.
What's the,
and okay, this is on Binance. Is this on Binance Smart Chain?
F20.
And what does it do?
And what's it do? I think this is a little bit of knowledge for everyone on any of these trading things.
Yeah.
Have a look at the trading volume.
Well,
have a look at what it does. This coin.
Well, actually, the first thing you should do before. Oh, sorry, go on.
And always it'll on any of these sites it usually shows you a 6-hour trading, a 1-day trading, but always zoom out as far as you can go. 1 month, 3 month, 1 year, and the year to date, and of course the all, and you can see exactly what it's been doing over its lifetime.
Yeah, I mean this one you can see. When did it start?
When did it start? Yeah, well, it started at what date we got?
2022. Really. It's only been a few days old.
There we are.
It's a few days old, but
It's dropped.
What you should look at, what I do, the first thing I'll do with any coin, because I realize that coins can manipulate the market as well. Like that, if I buy a token for $1 and then I buy $20, I've spent $21, but the token is suddenly 20x. Yeah, so that would be 2,000%. So I always look at the market cap. So let's see. And if the market cap's small, I bet you it's probably like 200 million or less. Let's see. Atmosphere. How do we see the market cap?
Normally, which one using CoinMarketCap? Should
Market cap.
yeah.
Let's see. Oh, there's no here. Market cap.
Where's it gone?
Why do they don't make it very? What is that?
No, I don't. I used to use CoinMarketCap all the time.
So $6 million.
There we are.
Is that correct? Oh no, here it is. Sorry, no, 800. No, it's less than $1 million. So that's why. So that's why this number here, when you see this, it's gone up by a lot. It doesn't mean anything. It just means it could mean some insider has paid extra so that then they can take a screenshot of this and show it to their investors and say, look, we were on the homepage of CoinMarketCap.
Maybe we should do some experiments, like always buy the number one this week at this time or whatever, and see what happens in a month's time, see where we are by £50 worth or something, see where it
yeah,
goes.
I've done a few of those to buy either the biggest losers or the biggest gainers.
Yeah.
And again, you end up losing almost every time.
Oh, right, there we are. Because I don't trade at all. I tried it for a couple of days. Lost too much sleep. Came out on top, but not for me.
No, yeah, I mean, I didn't come out on top, but I realize it's, but the thing is, you have to remember is a lot of crypto is based on insiders. A lot of trade, where people telling other people this is a coin this is what's going to happen, and stuff like this is just a classic thing of, like, if you look here, if you look at Atmosphere, I mean, maybe Atmosphere is doing something good, but you want to look at within 24 hours, you see all of these. Okay, I'll admit, Terra Classic has been pumping a lot as well.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something.
And anything that calls itself classic just means a fork up for no reason to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of have to discuss why it's been pumping so much. And this is actually one of the news items. So yeah, we'll get to that in a bit, actually. Let's get to that in a bit. Okay. So we've looked at the prices. So let me look. The next news item we've got is yeah. So Coinbase boss says transaction fee based revenue model won't work long time. So this is related to the crypto prices, because basically people have bought crypto in the bull market, and now their account's sitting there doing nothing. So what it means is Coinbase isn't making any money. So a lot of these exchanges, what they, for like, because Coinbase lists so many coins, so if the public's not buying coins, they're not making transactions. So they want to move to a subscription model where you pay like £10 a month or something, or £20 a month. And it's a good idea.
It's a very good idea. Whether anyone goes for that, I mean, I suppose there's going to be a lot of what's the word? I can't. Sorry, I've lost the word. What's the terms and conditions of this? You have unlimited trading.
Well, that's the thing is, yeah, they will end up winning twice, because I've seen how big the margins were when you're trading on Coinbase and the fees. I've paid so much money to them over the years. Yeah. I won't even say how much. It's incredible. You know, you could probably buy a small apartment for it. But
I've only ever used them once,
yeah.
and I swore to myself never again.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, what you do get for that is you get instant buys and sells, almost, and that is invaluable if when that works. So, you know, most of the time that's what they do. And but if people aren't trading, I mean, I think the thing is, if someone's got crypto and Coinbase, they're probably not used to having their own hardware wallet or anything like that. So I think,
Majority.
yeah, I think what that means is, those people will not take, if they have to pay subscription, they won't take their coins off. They'll keep their coins on Coinbase.
Right, that's, I suppose, yeah, you'd have to sign up for 12 months or something similar. So you might as well keep them on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
So,
it's a good business model for them.
yeah, and if they've got, I don't know, say they've got 5 million people on, and they charge £20, like $20 a month, that's 5 times 20 is $100 million a month. That could be over $1 billion a year. So, and these people honestly, like that, they would rather pay that $200 a year or $100 a year, whatever, but not have to set up a ledger. Honestly.
Well, we've discussed this before, haven't we? And I think a lot of crypto does, you know, not your keys, not your coins, etc. So yeah, I think the vast majority of people keep it on there, use it, and want to just take out the profit when they get it, if they get it.
Yeah, I mean, like things. If you've got £100, like no, say you got $500 of crypto, you're probably not going to. It's probably not worth your while to take it out the exchange.
No.
You know, you know the amount of. I mean, I mean, I personally think that the cost of crypto is the cost of storage. I think to hold crypto is expensive. I don't know, and don't forget, holding crypto is still not a solved problem. No one has actually figured out a totally secure way to do it. I mean, exchanges can't do it. They've all been, a lot of them have been hacked. And
yeah,
anyone who can show me a totally secure way of holding crypto, even hardware wallets, no one knows if a government has infiltrated Ledger or Trezor or those companies and they've paid them to put backdoor code in. We don't know.
well, I suppose that, yeah, the deeper dive you go into it, there's going to be a flaw in every system, isn't there?
Yeah, it might be that one day everyone's hardware wallet gets drained, you know, so.
Ooh, don't say things like that.
It's possible. We don't know. We just don't know. Has anyone done an audit?
Valid point.
Yeah, no. You know, sometimes it's like hear no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. Yeah, we don't want to know.
No, I don't want to know.
All right, okay. So, okay, let's go to the next item then. Ethereum merge. Let's have a look. ETH merge.
Yeah, I was looking at that this morning. I think it's the first step is done.
Yeah, this is 5 stages. Yeah, what you need to know. Let's see. Oh, we go to any website these days, and it's just like, yeah, okay. Anyway, there's 5 stages, and those stages are the merge, the surge, the verge, the purge, and the splurge.
You love saying it. Really love saying
that. Yeah. Let's have. Oh, what happened here?
We're back.
Copy link URL. Right, let's see. Oh no. Okay. So, ETH merge. Let's just see what the top stories are then. Oh, Time Magazine. So why it matters. So, but basically, it's a multi-year process, and wait, so each merge timeline. Let's have a look.
Oh no, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So basically, it will turn to proof of stake instead of proof of work. Energy consumption will reduce. Now, this merge won't do anything, but apart from reducing energy consumption, which actually might have a positive impact on Bitcoin price, because all those miners, maybe they switch to Ethereum Classic or Bitcoin, but they have to go somewhere else. Yeah, because those miners have a physical computer. They paying water, like they're paying electricity and cooling and stuff.
Yeah.
But it sets the stage for future upgrades and scaling.
Yeah, well, I was looking at this beacon chain. Apparently, that's been going on a while, and then it's ready to take over, sort of thing. I say I never understand the technical side of it. That's your field. But yeah, it will be interesting, and you always hear about this energy consumption. I suppose it will have a knock-on effect for all the others. But I read a great article the other day. They said about gaming. How much energy does gaming use, and what positive impact does it have on society, etc., etc. So, whichever way you look at it, there'll be arguments both sides. But I just don't like the way mass media jumps on a green issue just because it can. It's easy to target any of these blockchains with the mining. Yes, they use up a lot of electricity, but most things do.
Well, what's the real threat to the environment? If it's humankind, get rid of all the humans, some people could say. If we extinct ourselves, maybe are we doing the best thing we can? I don't know.
Slowly, don't we?
All right. Okay, so the merge is happening soon, and this is why maybe ETH is pumping a little bit today. Okay, so let's have a look. So next item here. This is interesting. So 1 second, I'll show you here. A crypto analyst reckons off-chain Bitcoin activities in a bull market now, and I kind of agree.
Right.
Because when people are just looking at prices, and I know activity on things like Ethereum have plummeted. I know that, but a lot of when you don't look at the main chains, there's still a lot of activity on chain on layer twos. This one in particular is talking about the Lightning Network.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's true. Like activity is exponential. It's growing exponentially at the moment. It's skyrocketing. It's amazing. RSK also another Gibraltar thing. This is a Bitcoin blockchain that Sovereign's built on, and yeah, activity is skyrocketing on other chains as well. So
that is good news.
Yeah,
good news.
But people don't care because people are just looking at price, and this is a problem of looking at price. Price is a lagging indicator. And this is why it makes sense to actually look at the tech and how it works, because price is a lagging indicator of other things. And this is, and like, for example, Lightning Network, like just saying 5 years, if you've got $1 million Bitcoin, people will say, well, why? Well, how could you have known? And you have to look at these indicators. These are the early indicators of people of usage,
Yeah, this is the use case.
Yeah,
for Bitcoins.
And this stuff won't get reported in the news, the Times or the Guardian or the New York Times, because it's just too technical.
Yeah, well, as soon as you hear the word Bitcoin on mass media, it will be, they'll only look at Bitcoin, they won't look at anything else around it.
Yeah, but this is stuff that matters. So this is important. So, Lightning Network. So there's a lot of layer twos, actually exploding right now and doing really good, exploding in a good way. So I agree with this article. So there is actually a bull market, but this is a bull market for people who want to be early.
Now that's interesting because I would have read that headline and immediately skimmed past it, but actually it's quite interesting. So thank you.
Oh, and by the way, for anyone who's watching, please subscribe to our channel in the bottom right hand corner. of the video, you'll see the subscribe button, and if you're on Apple Podcasts, also subscribe. So I was told to say that.
Yeah, we'll have a quick sort of timeout. Do we know how many watchers we have or subscribers?
We're about 50, I think. So,
all right. If anybody wants to ask us a question, please feel free to do so.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, great. Someone has actually said something in the chat. Somebody's taking their kids to school, and they said afternoon to me. Okay, nice.
Well, we're going to say good afternoon to.
Yeah. Okay. You can reply in the chat if. Oh no. No. Okay, we'll reply later.
Yeah. I'll just drop one.
Okay. So let's look at the next news item. Okay. So this is something here. So Lunc USD. So after the Terra Luna collapse, now we're seeing the original Luna Classic, which is LUNC,
right.
start to go up again. Look, it's already up in the last. If you look at it, if you look at the chart here, Luna in 1 day it's up 50%, and if you look at 3-month chart,
wow.
Hang on.
Yeah, and is this
1
people
month? In 1 month, look.
Is this people who've lost their money in Terra and still desperate? Is this a hard fork from that chain or?
Yeah, so this is the original Luna. This is the original Luna coin. So it went down here, and look, it's still a blip. You can't. It doesn't even register here. But if you look at 3 months here, you can see it's recovering from that blip. And the reason why it is twofold. One is in a couple of days they're going to start introducing a tax of like 1.5%. And the second is if you've got Luna Classic, they're going to airdrop you some Luna coins within the next month.
Okay.
I tried to see if I could get them, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. To be honest, but
is it? Can you do it via Coinbase, or is there a special?
No, you need to have it in your MetaMask. You need to have your Luna Classics in your MetaMask, I think. So I might have to look at something like that. Yeah, it's interesting. For me, the interesting thing is a 1.5% tax, which means every time you buy or sell Luna, you basically burn tokens.
And they're burnt. They're not going to anyone at all.
That's a good point. Yeah, Luna 1.5 tax. Let's see what's happening to them. Luna. Wait. 1 point. Oh no, I think it's in Luna Classic. Luna Classic. Let's have a look. There will be like a tax every time you buy or sell.
I don't mind a bit of burning. I think that.
Yeah. So what they're saying is, there'll be a 1.2% burn protocol here. So this is why I think it's going up, because basically means you can try speculating on Luna, but every time you do, like the supply goes down.
Yeah.
I wish the supply of adverts would go down on my browser, but maybe I need to use Brave or something.
That's a good point. Anyone looking at any of these things, always have a look. Burning is when they just destroy coins or tokens.
Yes.
So decreasing the supply, so hopefully increasing the price. But that's a very simplistic way of saying it.
Yeah, but basically it means that supply goes down. So all existing coins will go up in value just a little bit every time someone buys and sells, which is a good thing. Because then even on a sell, when someone sells, the supply goes down as well. Because there's got to be a buyer for it. Okay. Okay. So what it means is, let's just check this is actually what happens, the burn protocol. Wait. Am I right what I'm saying? Luna 1.2% burn protocol.
Oh, there we are. Yeah, go up to that medium.
Oh, the other one. This one, yeah. Burn it now. So it means. So what this means is. See, I just want to actually see. You want to find out how something works, and it's just full of blurb, and this is a problem with a lot of crypto. There's all the bullshit around the actual information.
Modest.
Yeah. So
Oh,
they want to get it down to 10 billion. At the moment, there's 6.5 trillion token. This is good. Actually, this is this is not a bullshit article because it does it well. 6.5 trillion tokens now. They want to get the tokens down, and if to get them down, they want to get it down to 10 billion units. That's a good plan.
A lot of trading.
Yeah, so as long as it gets traded, well, it depends how much people have to trade a lot to get these burn. But the more people trade, maybe they'll have to increase the burn rate at some point and say 5% or something of what's traded.
Yeah, I suppose you never know. It depends how many trades go. In one point, I'm sure they've sat down and done the maths. It's a bit like these exponential things, isn't it? 6.5 times 1.2 times 1.2 times 1. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they've done the maths on it.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, because Luna Classic at the moment is valued at I think it's about $1 or $2 billion. So if you look here, the let's see, market cap is $3.2 billion. Okay, so if every day, just let's see, what's the trading volume? Now here's where trading volume does matter, because you see the trading volume is also 3 billion. Yeah.
3 billion or 3 trillion.
So more 3 billion was traded. So more was traded than exists. Now, in theory, that means that if that much is traded, if you got a 1% tax, that means that 30 million would have been burnt in one day. But here's the issue is, that has to be like when someone buys Luna on an exchange, it doesn't always, the swap doesn't always happen on chain. Often, like when you buy a Bitcoin or a Luna on an exchange, they just add a number to their database. It doesn't always actually transfer the coin.
Right.
That's the problem. So it has to be where the Luna is transferred, I think, that the burn happens. And they can do it because I think Luna has their own blockchain. So that's how they can do it. Does that make sense to you?
Does make sense, yeah. You're talking go back to sort of liquidity.
Yeah. But yeah, if they could get to 10 billion and they get a 10 billion market cap, that means each Luna would be worth $1.
And what is Luna Classic's use case?
Well, it was to do UST, but now I'm not sure, because don't forget, they've still got the Luna blockchain, the Terra blockchain. It's its own blockchain. You literally could have your own apps on it. Like UST was, I think, just one app on the blockchain, but I think there's others. And who knows? Maybe it's a good idea they start a fund to get people to build apps on it. I mean, I don't even know if it's Ethereum compatible. Maybe it is. I don't know. But if you did have an app on it and there's not many other apps on it, maybe you'd get some usage from Luna people. I don't know.
So I'll have to have a closer look at it.
All right. Okay. So next item. Oh, okay. So Binance dropping USDC.
Right. I haven't heard this either. Why? Let's have a look.
So what this means, so normally, have you ever used Binance, by the way?
No.
Okay. So Binance is basically the best exchange in the world, I'd say. I mean, it really, like, having used both Coinbase and Binance extensively.
Are we getting paid by Binance?
No, we're not getting paid by Binance, but
Not getting paid
basically,
at all.
I stayed away from it from a long time. I was only a Coinbase user, and once I used Binance, I was like, okay, welcome to the grown-ups now.
I've downloaded it and I am registered and everything like that. I don't think I've actually.
I mean, it's like it really is. It's like the grown-up, and it makes Coinbase look like a kiddie toy.
Oh, right.
The things you can do, the security, just everything. I mean, amazing. The difference is that Coinbase is a US traded company. Binance isn't. So
Right.
they're starting to get local versions of Binance as well. But anyway, Binance normally they've got their own stable coin for US dollars called BUSD. But you can use like Tether, USDC, Binance Coin, and you could use a whole bunch of stable coins on there. But now they're saying that they're going to get rid of I'd used Binance for doing USDC stuff, but now but everything you always ended up having to use Tether on Binance but I think they're going to try and grow Binance USD, BUSD,
right?
Because they're now trying to convert stuff to what are they trying to do? Either to Tether or BUSD, and I'm not sure. But they're saying, what are they saying here?
Yeah. Right, but the thing.
But they've delisted. I think they haven't delisted USDC. I think they automatically I heard they'd automatically converted it to Binance dollars, to its own stable coin.
Oh, right.
Obviously, Tether's too big for them to do it, but
There are plenty of problems, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're still waiting on audits, isn't it? Which they've refused to do. This is very old news.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's Tether itself, but don't forget. I mean, Tether is the largest stable coin,
Yeah.
and people haven't managed to crash it yet, and no one knows if it's under collateralized or over collateralized. No one knows. What I've done in the past is if I've got USDC, I've had to convert it to Tether on Binance, but now they're just saying they'll automatically do it. Or actually now they'll convert it into BUSD automatically. So
is that for free then? No trade, no fees.
I'm not sure, but no. Well, when you convert to USDC to Tether, there is a fee, but it's tiny. Yeah. It's like 0. something %. Binance has two things. They've got their own stablecoin, plus they have something called BNB, which is the Binance native token. And BNB I'm very bullish on it long term. It's about $270, and I'm bullish on it because Binance has linked it into a lot of stuff. Like they do a lot of ICOs and token launches, and they've linked BNB into that because you have to stake the native token BNB to get access to some of these ICOs. And you have to remember, some of these ICOs give you like a 20 or 30 times return. So people are doing it.
I was very annoyed with myself years ago not to go big into BNB.
Yeah. I mean, I did participate in a Binance token sale, and I think I got 1/10,000th or 1/1000th of what I staked.
Oh, right.
So you're risking the value. If you stake, the problem is you're risking that BNB goes down. But Binance is actually they've raised money for a lot of tokens, like for Lazio Football Club, I think, and a lot of other projects as well. So they're still like the big player in the space, I think. And so this we'll see what happens with this. Whether I mean, thing is, could USDC pull out of Binance? I don't know. Would they want to? I don't know. I don't know why they're doing this, but but it's a test, I guess. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens with the other exchange as well.
Yeah, but basically Tether's still king of the hill. Yeah. For me, I still prefer USDC, but that could change because now we're starting to see, because of this tornado cash I think we might be talking about this later. Yeah, we will, about Tornado Cash. Okay. Okay, here's one. This is an interesting one. Next item. Okay. I don't think we talked about this last week, but this is about people taking out loans to buy crypto. And of course, we both know a lot of people who've taken out loans to buy crypto. It's a sad state of affairs, but a lot of people did this. They got caught up in it. Again, they didn't dig deep and they just looked surface level.
Well, yeah, it's always, if it's too good to be true, it generally is too good to be true. I remember reading a lot about this back during the COVID years when, particularly in America, people were getting I can't remember they were on furlough or something like this, and the government was giving them X amount. I'm making figures up now, $500 a month just for staying in when we're all in lockdown or what have you, and then immediately converting it into Bitcoin or other crypto. And it was a great time. It just happened to be everything was on the up. So everyone was happy. But it'd be a different thing if Bitcoin was on the way down and other crypto were on the way down. So people would soon be complaining, saying that they've lost their COVID money,
But here it's saying almost a quarter of US people borrowed money. I mean, I think this is the danger of people. Well, Michael Saylor has been telling people to sell everything and buy crypto and borrow whatever you can. I don't want to say my view on it but I think when people have sold everything, I mean, there's a difference doing it now and have done and doing it 5 years ago. And yeah, there was people who did it 5 years ago. I remember, and people said they were mad, but now apparently that's madness is spread to the whole world. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I'd never do it, but I'm sure, as you say, when you're looking for a quick buck, you might be forced to it for various economic, social reasons.
Never say never. You never know.
Yeah, correct. Never say never.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another one. So, following on from last week, where we talked about Crypto.com sending $10.5 million to someone instead of $100 by mistake. Now there's another thing where Coinbase had a bug and people got 100 times their money out in Georgia because they got a decimal point wrong. And I think the funny part here is when people lose their money, they don't get it back. They just don't get it back. Yeah. But when it's the other way around, wow, these companies go after them in a big way. And that's happening again. Now, like Georgia's a pretty poor place. So now Coinbase is going after them.
I think I read this earlier, and I think it's a bit. It is a bit. Yeah, they are going after them and actually blocking bank accounts, so people don't actually spend any of their money, any of the fiat, or the crypto. So this will be interesting to see how this pans out.
Well, there's a double irony here because if you'd actually got 100 times your money and you're based in Georgia, and you went and put it in your bank account, maybe the more sensible thing to do would have been to buy Tether or something where they can't block it, because this is going to link to another story we've got later, because Tether, because then you'd have actually kept your money. So here's another selling point for keeping your money in stable coins and not in the bank.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how regulated Tether is as well, so they may yes, I'm sure if you wrote to the financial services people and explained what happened, I'm sure Tether would have to toe the line as well.
Well, if you're in a war-torn country like Georgia, I mean the fact that actually Coinbase actually got them to lock accounts was something. I thought that was crazy. Yeah. But it's just for me, it's another red flag. I mean, I heard this thing about someone from got a letter from Lloyd's Bank, and apparently everyone who's a banking customer now in the UK is getting letters saying that the government will start to limit deposits and they can make a charge on their account at any time. Sounds like Greece, doesn't it?
Well, I think that's probably in your terms and conditions for the last 30, 40 years. But I think now they're probably having to point it out to you because they are going to do it.
Oh, do you think so?
I'm assuming so. You know, I mean, it does boil down to the fact that if the bank holds your money, there is no way in any of the banking standards to say that they have to give it back to you.
So what would happen? Would it take the UK government just to go to them and say, take out 10% of everyone's balance? It would have to come from the government, wouldn't it? It would have to come from the government.
Yeah. Well, the bank's bigger than the government. But no, if I walk up to my bank account and say, I want all my money out, they can refuse.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that.
They can say, oh, no, we're not obliged to give it to you.
Oh, wow.
And they could do that to everyone in the world if they want to do it. Obviously, it serves no purpose. But yeah, it's a bit like the gambling. When you place a bet with any bookkeeper, UK, and you win £1 million or £1, they don't have to pay you.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's in there. The only reason they do pay you is their reputation. They're going to pay out 99.9999% of the time. But if there's a big win, they don't have to. No, it's crazy.
Do they ever not pay you big win, legitimate wins?
I think what generally happens, yeah, I think it does happen, but you have to threaten them and say, look, I'll go to the papers and I will splash whichever name bookmaker you are. And yeah, so it's their reputational cost that they would weigh up.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, okay, so that was about the decimal point bug. So articles like this, it's really telling people to keep their money also in stable coins, basically. Next item is this Portugal crypto real estate boom. So I don't know if you know, but but Portugal has been quite crypto friendly, having like 0% tax for the last few years. And apparently they've attracted a lot of crypto people there. And it's pushed prices for property up. Now, the problem is that Portugal's poor, so local people are totally priced out of the market. Sounds like London.
Yeah, this is. I mean, can they buy directly with crypto? It doesn't have to be exchanged anywhere.
I think they can, but the fact is that because they always check your source of funds, but yeah, pretty much. I think these days you can. So, but the fact is, it's people with crypto have gone there. Maybe they've cashed out their crypto in an exchange. It's been tax free, and then they bought the property. But eventually, obviously, the seller gets cash. But just interesting that it's pushed up property prices a lot. Portugal's a beautiful place.
It is. Yeah. I mean, how big is that news? You know, are people flocking there, or have 1,000 people gone there over a year, or 100?
I think it's probably a few thousand have gone there. Here's a Bitcoin family for you.
Yeah, that's
see.
Yeah.
Very photogenic family, and they were like, you know, say, look at this. You can be this family if you move to Portugal.
No, I think they did a big blog article on it. That's from April.
I wonder how these sad faces are if it had turned the other way, or but maybe it's one of those stock images. Yeah, they just put like whenever. I'm sure I've seen that photo before when they put it like family wins the lottery or family does this. But I think it was a real thing. I do remember hearing about a lot of people going to Portugal for this reason. But it's in the EU, so of course, the
Yes.
EU is starting to have EU-wide crypto regulations. So, and it's starting to change in Portugal as well. So, but anyway, I think what's happened is local people are priced out of the market. Like, look at you look at any city. I mean, I look at the prices, and I don't think anyone can afford. Even crypto people are like looking at prices, saying I can't afford it. And I think prices are high, everyone. I think it's easy to blame it on crypto families. It's just a good
Oh,
news
yeah.
article.
I mean, it's the other thing on the other side of it. I think that there was a notice there saying they paid 3 Bitcoin. Would you be annoyed if you paid 3 Bitcoin and in 2 years' time the Bitcoin is worth 10 times what it was? You know, that's the weighing up.
Okay, next one. Now this is fantastic. This is important, I think. The update on Tornado Cash. So do you know the background of this? This tornado. Have you heard about this?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so Tornado Cash is basically was supposed to be, I think, this anonymous cash thing on in crypto, and the US government put they tried to like block it. And so if you want to block like things like Tornado Cash, you have to go through things like Infura or different protocols, you know.
Right.
Now the thing is, there was this decentralized way that you could like network, which was supposed to not allow this to be blocked, called Pocket Network. But now even they're even trying to remain compliant. So it starts to say, hang on. So if you're decentralized, you shouldn't be allowed to be blocked. And people are saying, like they're saying, should you allow the US government to decide what blocks get mined? And like, this is a fundamental thing because basically regulatory authorities are now like trying to go to the protocol level and block things in crypto. And this is why this is so important, because suddenly then crypto becomes centralized.
Yeah, I think we talked about this, that major aspect of the centralization, decentralization. I say more and more the governments get involved, more and more centralized it becomes. That's why I am a bit of a Bitcoin purist, because I just can't see how it can ever become centralized. There's plenty of Bitcoin whales out there, and what have you, but the amount of nodes, the amount of widespread of it. I mean, what is the use case for Tornado Cash? Is it just to send people money?
Let's have a look.
That helps, enables.
It doesn't even seem to have a website.
There we are.
It runs on Ethereum, Tornado.cash. Oh, they've even had to take it down.
It looks like a mixer, is it? Or a tumbler.
Yeah, kind of. That's probably how the government sees it.
Yeah, and I think the government, and I'm one of my conspiracy theories is, I think any coins that have been proven to go through a tumbler, I think the government are going to come down on it. Any government, and they'll just say, doesn't matter why it went into a tumbler or mixer, but it's gone into there, so it's going to be confiscated or it's illegal. That's my conspiracy theory for the next 5 years.
Well, here's the thing: is this Office of Foreign Assets, which is a US entity, they've basically got a blacklist, and this blacklist is starting to be referenced by more and more crypto projects. And you can see it has like Ethereum addresses. I mean, the danger here though means that it just say you hold a digital asset, because don't forget the danger is real, because they're saying that anyone who might have, you don't have to have interacted with Tornado Cash. Apparently, if you're 2 or 3 levels removed from someone who has interacted, you can get blacklisted as well. So you might have, say, I mean, here's the danger. People like, just say you have crypto assets in your wallet today. You might try and get them out of Coinbase, and suddenly they say, sorry, but you're on the blacklist, we're freezing it.
Yeah. And you there's nothing you can do.
And nothing you can do.
Nothing.
And so that's how it can affect people who haven't done anything wrong. Because you might know someone who you've like sold an NFT to on Ethereum, and they might have used Tornado Cash once, and then if they because they've used it once, and suddenly you're blacklisted, and suddenly everything you've got can't be touched.
Yeah. And any part of any of the coins or tokens, they can all be split up, and if one fraction of it come from, I think we're talking about it with not Mt. Gox, what was the name? Ross
Albrecht,
Albrecht, from Silk Road. Obviously there was a few wallets, but probably quite a few wallets affected with Silk Road. They could turn around at any time and said, oh, well, some of that Bitcoin went into your wallet and you passed it on, so you are in effect handling stolen goods. So
I think, I think the funny part about that is I think some of the FBI who confiscated the coins actually stole them. I mean, at some point you have to say, at what point is it just theft?
Yeah.
So,
well, yes, yeah. How far do you go?
He stole
back?
1,600 of them.
Do you know they sold all of them?
Well, he probably tried to as well.
Oh, they put them all up for auction. If they kept them.
They got bought by Tom Draper. To be honest, I think it was probably more expensive for them to keep them anyway, because it's still expensive. It was expensive then, and it's expensive now to hold crypto. It's very expensive. You probably need to own more than the value of the crypto to hold it. But that's what pushes its price up as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay, but
I'm double checking the time. We might have to.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay,
next couple of minutes.
Okay, next few minutes. Okay, but also about this Tornado Cash thing. What's important here? Most companies. One problem is companies over complying, and they're not even getting. Like people are so scared of getting prosecuted or investigated that they're just saying, "Okay, we'll listen to your regulation." And this is where Tether is the good guy. Tether doesn't do that. Tether is saying, "No, you have to send us a court order or whatever." Okay.
I suppose the bigger you are, you can do that. Say this. I've never heard of it before, Tornado Cash. So maybe it's a big thing in the US. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think should we? Do you want to cover any of this of the the links you had with the Bit Bonkers or TX Stream?
Yeah, we can do it next time.
Okay, we can do that next time. Okay. So thanks, Mark, for today, and don't forget to subscribe at the bottom right-hand corner. And thanks, and don't forget to leave comments or questions in the chat. So thank you for today, and thanks, Mark. And
thank you, Zubair, and thank you, Damex, and thank you to our three listeners and their dog.
All right, thanks a lot. All right.
All right.